school. And, Brad, we mentioned virtually every year, it doesn't matter what the record is on that side of the field. It doesn't matter what the record is on this side of the field. It doesn't matter what we're doing on whatever level.
Yeah.
Each time that Tippecanoe Valley and Rochester take the field, take the court, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the TRC, it used to be you had 9 games. Then now you've got 5 that you have to win to get the hardware. In sectional, you got to play at least 3 to get the hardware. And, for the Bell, it's just winner take all. It doesn't matter what the records are. Both teams get up for it. They've got all week. Valley's got the added homecoming festivities going on this week. And so you're right. It always turns into be a pretty good football game.
Speaking of winning a TRC championship or winning a sectional championship, the winner of last week's game went a long way to deciding who's going to play where on week 9. Obviously, the North is going to go to the South.
Yeah.
That's already predetermined.
Yeah.
We're not sure, and we may not even be sure who we play until after
next week.
Week 8.
Yeah.
Where Tippecanoe, Mac, and Southwood play next week, which will decide the championship of the South.
And that's going to be a dandy. Both teams, Southwood 6-0, Tippecanoe 5-1.
But 3-0 in the TRC.
And both, 3-0 in the TRC. But, that's going to be a dandy of a game. Rochester has to take care of business.
Well, we knew they had 3 games. They got that Northfield. They checked that one off. Tonight they've got Valley, and they got Manchester, who beat them last year. They got them next week. They got to get all 3 of those 3 weeks in a row.
Yes.
And then they get to play in the championship game.
Yeah.
So, Valley, they're looking at, they've only got 1 loss. Their only loss in the North Division was to Northfield. And so they're looking to shake things up and maybe keep their own North Division hopes alive, because they've just got Wabash next week, and they're, they got to feel pretty comfortable about having that game in their back pocket. So, this is it. Just like we said last week with Northfield, that was their North Division championship game, because they're at Whitco tonight. Well, this is Valley's North Division championship game, because they got Wabash next week.
Well, I think that we could probably call it championship week here for the last 3.
For Rochester,
absolutely.
Yes. For Rochester, you're right.
But the sectional is on the horizon. The draw is coming up a week from Sunday, I believe. And Mac, I know that you're not going to be here the next couple of Fridays, so we're going to go ahead and look. Not kind of look ahead, but we're going to look at the teams in the sectional and where they are right now in the state. And the sectional that Rochester's in is loaded.
It's unbelievable. So for the people saying as bad as our schedule's been all season, we're going to make up for it, because the sectional is maybe one of the best, if not the best, sectional in the state. Rochester, unfortunately, is in sectional 35. That draw will be on Sunday, October 7th. Within the sectional, you've got, depending on what poll you're looking at, but you've got 3 ranked teams plus Rochester being ranked, so 4 ranked teams in the sectional, led by Eastbrook, who's 5-1. Eastbrook is an unbelievable squad. Their loss came to a 4A Tippecanoe team that is 5-1 itself.
and they're ranked.
And they're ranked in 4A.
Yeah.
Followed by Eastern Greentown, right there outside of Kokomo. They're 6-0. Rensselaer Central's 3-3, but don't let that mislead you. They're down in the Lafayette area. West Lafayette, Harrison, Lafayette Central Catholic. They're playing very good teams.
You got an undefeated Delphi team in there.
Oak Hill's 1-5, and I said, well, Oak Hill's 1-5. I looked at their schedule. Oak Hill has 4 losses this year. That includes to Eastern Greentown, who's 6-0, to Southwood, who's 6-0. Potential crossover game opponent, to Eastbrook, who's 5-1, and to Tippecanoe, who's 5-1.
Yeah.
So they're 1-5, but they're playing unbelievable
tough
squads. Lewis Cass is 3-3. Again, Logan Sport, very good this year.
Yeah.
Pioneer, unbelievable this year. Delphi is 6-0. Delphi's kind of like us. They've had a very good schedule.
A favorable schedule.
Very favorable schedule. Back to Oak Hill. They're in the top 60 in schedule strength as a 2A squad, which is unbelievable to be ranked there.
Yeah.
There really isn't, outside of Taylor. A favorable draw in that section.
And Taylor's 2-4, and then they would be.
Whoever wins that sectional is going to have to earn it.
It's going to be.
Right. But the question is, if whoever wins the sectional, what's left?
Yeah.
It's a gauntlet. I mean, you got 3 weeks of an unbelievable sectional play with no other than, if you draw Taylor maybe, but then you get into, you start getting in the regional and then working your way up. It's going to be a gauntlet, and it's going to be unbelievable working your way through. sectional 35, and then into the advancement. But Rochester, obviously, for us, we can look ahead. For Rochester, they can't look beyond right now, and right now they have their rival on the rival's home field for their homecoming. They want the bell back. And I think Valley, social media, I'm one of those people that track it a lot. They feel confident. I've seen it all week. They are very excited and confident for this game.
They've gotten things rolling in the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
So
I'll say one thing, that this side of the field, the bleachers are almost full. Unless Rochester's got a bunch of people outside looking to get in, a little disappointed in the turnout across the way right now.
Yeah, and as far as I can remember, Valley has always very much supported their squads.
Yep.
No matter what sport it is, they travel well. And not that we don't, but I don't think we're at the level of what Valley does for their kids.
Mostly cloudy night here in Tippecanoe Valley. Got a wind out of the northwest at about 15 mile an hour. Rochester has just won the toss, have elected to receive the opening kick, so Rochester's offense will be on the field first. That's going to wrap up the Rochester Iron and Metal pregame show here on WROI at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Coming back with the kickoff next on 92.1 WROI. A guard for Knox.
yeah.
Perez on 2nd and 9. Split backs behind him. Prater goes in motion to the right. He gets a pitch going right. Prater puts it back inside. Lowers his head. Falls across the 30 to the 31. Pickup of about 6. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Rochester Zebras at their own 31-yard line. Ball in the far hash going to our left or to the north into the wind.
In Rochester, we're going to see a lot of that, but at some point, what we discussed earlier, they have to find a way to get him the ball in the space without pitching it to him.
Yeah.
Throwing it to him, screens, I don't know what it's going to take, but
Rochester will go to 2 tight ends.
And Valley is packed up tight in the middle.
And the power eye to the right. Jackson gets a carry going right. He's hit in the backfield and dropped.
Dakota Gaff came off the side, got him in the backfield, and Rochester's going to be forced to punt into the wind.
He's going to lose a yard. It'll be 4th and 4 for the Rochester Zebras. You're right. Brady Perez, the quarterback and punter for the Zebras, will have to punt this one away in the wind, and we saw what the wind is doing to both punts and field goal and extra point attempts in the pregame.
Well, this is indicative of what most of Rochester's drives looked like last week against Northfield, was 3 and out.
Jalen Potter back deep to receive the kick, and he is dropping a long way back. In fact, he slides inside his 30-yard line. I don't think this one's going to get to the 40, to be honest with you.
No, Perez was having trouble punting at 20 yards into the wind.
Perez, the knuckleball, hangs up in the wind, takes sideward left bounce towards the Tippecanoe Valley sideline, then back towards the Tippecanoe Valley end zone, and it comes to rest at the Valley 44-yard line. So that's where Tippecanoe Valley will start this drive and their first series of the game.
It's about a 25-yard net punt, so.
And it's just like somebody threw a shoot
Yeah.
about 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
Valley with a 3 and out, and they had momentum coming off of last week. Manchester scored on the first 4 drives against them. Valley then shut them down rest of the game.
Yeah.
Valley will be in the I formation. Noah Miller, the senior quarterback, come to the line of scrimmage. Parker is the tailback.
Parker had over 200 yards rushing by himself last week, and they just grinded out.
Miller on the option is hit and dropped at the 45. Give him a yard. Wilson Dalton, Zach Graham, and Matt Lease there on the stop for Rochester. He gets a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Valley Vikings at their own 45-yard line. 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. No score. The Vikings looking at 2nd down and 9 from their own 45. In the I formation for Miller. The wing to the near side is Morrison. Here's a pitch to Parker going right. Parker slips a tackle at the 50 into Rochester territory and is brought down at the Rochester 47-yard line. And that'll bring up now 3rd down and about 2 for the Vikings with 9 minutes to play in the first quarter.
8 yards on Parker's first carry. Almost picked up the first down.
He slipped a tackle on the near side. I don't know who it was. Maybe Plummer.
Well, we blitzed to the inside gap, and he hit the one gap outside.
3rd and 1 for the Rochester Zebras. I'm sorry, for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings at the Zebra 47. Miller under center for the Vikings. Takes a snap, hands off to Morrison going right. Morrison, a huge hole, and he is tackled inside the Rochester 40 at the 38-yard line. A huge hole for Alex Morrison, a 6'3 senior for Tippecanoe Valley. Give him the 38.
He wasn't even touched 5 yards up the field. He's a load, too. You're going to have to go low because if you go high, you're going to get truck rolled.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball in the near hash, which is the Tippecanoe Valley sideline. Tippecanoe Valley going to our right. Wide to the left side is Jalen Potter. Noah Miller brings the club to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Gets a pitch to Parker going right. Parker slips another tackle. Steps inside a second Zebra tackler and takes it to the Rochester 31-yard line. A pickup of 7 and 2nd down and about 3.
Valley's doing it's kind of like a dive toss. If you've watched LSU play, they've been known for that over their time. But instead of handing that off, typically the toss goes outside the tackle. Yep. This is going inside the tackle, but it's letting him get a full head of steam going as he catches the ball.
And he can pick and choose his hole.
Absolutely.
If the hole opens up left or right a little bit, he can slide over pretty quick.
I formation again for Miller. Parker behind Melanson. Here's a pitch to Parker again going right. Stops back inside. Grabbed by Lamb. Driven backwards, but he's going to get close to his Viking first down. The line to gain was the 28, and I don't think they're even going to have to measure this.
No, he looked like he got all the way to the 27.
Give him 3. Give him 3 yards, and another Viking first down. Give him 4 yards. The ball's at the 27-yard line. And Tippecanoe Valley right now, fellas, making this drive look easy.
Yeah, they are.
They got the big boys up front. The size advantage, but they got the big boys up front. Splits are very tight. Firing off the ball, the Zebra defensive line has no shot right now, and it's 4 or 5 yards of carry.
Yep, they're getting caught up on the inside.
Down to 2 seconds on the play clock. Miller gets the snap, pitches out to Parker. Parker around the left side, grabbed by the shoulder pad and brought down as he takes it inside the 25-yard line near the 23. He's going to be a pickup of about 4 for the Vikings. Give him the 27.
23.
I'm sorry, you're right. The 22-yard line.
Yep.
So he picked up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Ball in the far hash. Tippecanoe Valley going to our right. Vikings break the huddle with 15 on the play clock. Potter comes wide to the near side for the Vikings. Morrison goes split left, which is the short side of the field. Miller under center, takes a snap, hands off to Parker going left. Parker, another big hole over the left side, and he's going to have enough for another Viking first down as he gets close to the Rochester 15.
Valley's doing a great job on their opening drive, just simply, fundamentally blocking off the line, pushing the Zebras back. Again, the Zebras, I don't see, the Valley kids are jumping around. They're excited. They're making plays. Zebras look flat, and this was how it was last week. They looked flat.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 15-yard line. Potter wide to the near side. The wing to the right is Morrison. I-backs for Miller with 10 on the play clock. Quick snap. Pitches out to Parker, runs into his quarterback. Parker shakes a Rochester tackler, takes it inside the 15 to the 13. So a play that probably should have not gone anywhere for Tippecanoe Valley gets 2.
Jackson was holding on to the shoe and going on a ride there, but Zebras did do a good job of gang tackling and limiting him to 2 yards. But he's a load, and I just don't see, I don't see the enthusiasm when the boys in the white jersey now.
Like I said, Rochester's at 6-0. Valley, this is their homecoming week. They've played well the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And they're really looking forward to being the ones that give Rochester that first blemish on the other side.
2nd and 8. Parker again off the right side. The other huge hole is stood up at the 10, but give him 3 more, maybe even to the 9. Give him 4. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Tippecanoe Valley just inside the Rochester 10-yard line with 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Parker now 7 carries for 7 yards.
Gilbert with a nice stick there to make the tackle. Valley's easily in field goal range pregame. Their kicker was kicking 35 yards into this direction.
Yeah.
So Morrison now is the I-back. Power I to the right. Morrison gets the carry off the right side. Morrison is grabbed by the waist, and he drags a couple of zebra tacklers to about the 12-yard line.
6.
I'm sorry, the 6-yard line.
That's why there's 2 other sets of eyes up there.
The 7 actually giving him the 4th and 2, 4th and a long 1 for Tippecanoe Valley. Ball spotted at the Rochester 7-yard line on the near hash. 4th down and 2 for the Vikings.
Big play here.
Parker in the I formation. Miller under center, 4th down, and about got Rochester to jump. About got him to jump again. Now he turns around, and now we'll call a timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Valley High School. Miller under center. I-backs behind him. On 4th and 2. Miller takes a snap, hands off to Parker. He is stood up in the backfield and driven backwards.
Zebras stand on 4th down.
Take the points, right?
I take the points.
That's the first loss for Parker or for anybody from Valley. He's gonna.
Walker?
Yep. Tyler Walker met him straight up, face mask to face mask, and drove him backwards. Rochester going to take over at their own 9-yard line. Great defensive play by Tyler Walker.
The bend not break philosophy. I mean, we're hugging these goal lines, but it's so far.
Well, it's almost like we baited them all the way down the field and then stuffed them in the mouth when they got there.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Zebras at their 9. Ball in the near hash, the Tippecanoe Valley sideline. Nick Allen wide to the near side. Prater goes a motion right for Rochester. Here's a snap, gives to Jackson. Jackson tries the right side, gets the edge, takes it up to the Rochester 15-yard line. So give him about 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Zebras.
Rochester desperately needs to put a drive together here and move this ball down past midfield.
at least a couple first downs and keep the clock running, or you're going to be punting into the stiff one and
yeah.
giving the ball in the 40.
3.5 to play in the first quarter. No score here at Tippecanoe Valley. 2nd and 4 for the Zebras at their own 15. Prater wide to the make that wrist and wide to the right side. Hayden Prater gets the carry on the jet sweep right. Prater over the right side, gets to the 20-yard line, and a Zebra first down after a gain of 5.
And that's a good creative way with not doing a pitch, getting him the ball. I think
little under counter move to the opposite direction.
So Prater gets 6 yards and a Zebra first down, the first down of the night for the Z's. Under 3 to play in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for Rochester, their own 21-yard line. Jackson dots the I. Wilson Dalton tight left. The flanker to the right side is Prater. Hayden comes in motion to the near side. Perez takes the snap, gives to Jackson. Jackson right up the middle. Isaiah Jackson with a defender hanging on the ball. Takes it across the 25 of Rochester to the 26. Give him 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Rochester. Ball now in the middle of the field.
Good job by Prater and Abbott lead blocking through the hole that time for Jackson.
That was a big hole.
It was a big hole. I'll give Valley credit. They closed it up pretty quick. But, the initial right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9 for the Zebras. 2 wings for Rochester. Prater to the left, Jackson to the right. Bryce Abbott, the lone back in the backfield. Nick Allen split right on the jet sweep fake. Gives to Abbott right up the middle. Abbott backs his way to the 29-yard line, and I think Tippecanoe Valley stopped him from getting to the 30. Give him 29. Give him 3 yards, and they'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 for Rochester. Under 2 to play in the first quarter.
And I don't, other than, just showing that play, I don't think that's going to be there. Literally the front 3 guys for Valley is over 900 pounds between the 3. It's about 960.
You're not going to move.
You're not moving 960 pounds.
No.
And you're essentially wasting a down running into it.
Rochester comes with two tight ends and the straight T formation. Tippecanoe Valley loads the box. Perez under center on 3rd and 2. Jackson off the right side. Isaiah lowers his head and gets really close to the line to gain. This walk on the far side, give him 3 yards.
Gave it to him.
Dakota Gaff for Valley, who their safety is, runs in right before the snap, bumps the defensive lineman over, he is the 5th defensive lineman right over the center in a 4-point stance. Very interesting to see a safety do that.
1st and 10 for the Zebras at their 32-yard line. Don't forget this drive started at the Rochester 9. 70 seconds to play in the first quarter. No score. Wriston wide to the near side. Prater goes split right. Ball in the middle of the field. Now Taylor Johnson is the eye back for Rochester. Perez under center. Takes the snap from Graham. Pitches out to Johnson going right. And Taylor Johnson grabbed in the backfield. He slips a tackle. And he turns something into nothing.
He had somebody into something. Yeah, somebody pulling on his jersey from the time he got the football until they brought him down finally, but not until after he picked up 5-6 yards.
If he takes it to the 38-yard line, he gets 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Under 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. So more importantly, Rochester going to get out of this quarter without having to punt again.
Yeah, you're right.
Dalton is tight left. Power I for Rochester to the left. Taylor Johnson in the I formation. Brady Perez takes the snap, gives to Johnson going right. Johnson lowers his head, and he gets about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Rochester. And I am to assume that I'm guessing Rochester will let this third quarter come to an end, and that's exactly what Coach Hooker says. After 1, no score here at Tippecanoe Valley. When we come back, it'll be 3rd and 1 for Rochester at their 41-yard line. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back at Tippecanoe Valley High School, we go to the second quarter. Still no score here at Tippecanoe Valley. Rochester, after the quarter comes to an end, has it 3rd and 1 at their 41-yard line, now going to our right, now going with the wind. They'll go to 2 tight ends and a straight T backfield. Brady Perez under center on 3rd and 1. Hands off to Jackson going off the right. Jackson's got a first down. He lunges forward to the 44. Give him 3 and another Zebra first down.
Good job there to get the initial, push, just enough to get the first down.
Rochester has yet to get a play longer than 6 yards from scrimmage, but they're being consistent. The clock is running, and they're moving down the field.
1st and 10 for the Zebras, just shy of the 45-yard line, their own 45. Wilson Dalton tight left, Riston wide to the near side, which is the short side of the field. High backs for Brady Perez. Prater goes in motion to the left side. Running back again to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson lowers his head and gets to midfield. And so that's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Rochester Zebras at midfield.
Well, the good thing the Rochester's doing as well, the big boys for Valley that go both ways that are also the offensive linemen, you're pounding on them on the defensive side of the ball. You're wearing them down little by little. When the script flips and they have to do the pounding, it might be a little softer and it might be a lot less.
I think that's what we're banking on, isn't it?
Exactly.
B.J. Barnes goes wide to the left side. In the slot to the left side is Prater. One back in the backfield for Perez, and that's Abbott. Perez back to pass, looks left, throws it down the field. He's got a receiver. It is Taylor Johnson threw his hands, had 3 steps on Morrison, the closest defender, and he dropped it.
That was a house call.
That was a good throw by Perez, too. Sometimes when you got a wind like we've got blowing behind you, it causes that ball to drift farther than you want it to. But that ball hit him right, dropped right in his hands, and he wasn't able to bring it in.
2nd and 10 for the Rochester Zebras. Ball at the midfield marker. And right in the middle of the field, Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Just early into the second quarter here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. We're down to 10 on the play clock. 2 wings for Brady Perez. Prater goes in motion left. Tough handle, the snap by Perez. Gives to Prater. Look out, Hayden Prater slips a tackle into Tippecanoe Valley territory, and he is brought down at around the 30-yard line.
Great job by Hayden Prater. He got around the corner.
First of all, that was a really good job by Brady Perez, who bobbled the snap and was able to grab it and get it out to Prater. The ball is taken to the 29-yard line.
21 yards for Prater on the pickup.
1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Viking 29-yard line. Good job for Brady Perez, not panicking there, grabbing the ball and making a good flip. 10.5 minutes to play in the first half. No score at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Prater is wide to the left side, short side of the field. Scratch that. Riston is wide left. Prater is the flanker to the left side. Comes in motion to the near side. Here's a snap. Jackson gets it going right. Isaiah Jackson stood up at the line of scrimmage. And 2nd and 3rd effort might have got him a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd and long for the Rochester Zebras.
Nowhere to run inside there, but the play before that, great individual effort by Hayden. I mean, he got a few extra yards at the end by simply keeping the feet chopping. And I think he is going to be extremely fresh with very little work last week. The week before, I don't think he had many carries. I mean, he had the yardage, but not many carries. Yeah. So he should be very fresh and ready to go tonight.
Prater wide to the near side. Nick Allen split left, split backs for Brady Perez. On 2nd and 8 for Rochester. Perez back to pass, looks left, throws it into the corner, has a receiver, incomplete, just over the hands. Actually, that was B.J. Barnes. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Rochester.
I don't mind throwing the ball. I just don't think that's the way to throw the ball to attack this team. I'm not saying you can't complete those passes, but the percentage chances are pretty low.
Well, we haven't passed a lot this year, and then to do it in a 15-mile-an-hour wind, that's a different beast. 9:40 to play in the first half. 3rd down and 8 for the Zebras at the Tippecanoe Valley 27-yard line. 2 Perez under center. Back to pass again. Looks left, rolls, now runs. Brady Perez hesitates, cuts it back inside. He's got a first down and runs it inside the Tippecanoe Valley 20 to around the 15-yard line. In fact, give him the 14. It'll be a 13-yard gain for Brady Perez and a new set of downs for the Zebras.
Defensive back there is on an island. He knows he has the sideline. He's hoping he runs towards the sideline to use it. He cuts it back inside.
Those 13 yards could have went to offensive coordinator Sean Kelly, because on the previous play when we threw to the pylon, he noticed that it was one-on-one coverage and nobody was out there. That time he rolled Perez to that side and nobody was there.
But I think that was a pass. That was designed to be a pass.
pass
Yeah.
option, yeah.
Perez pitches out to Prater. Prater coming to the near side, cuts it back inside. There's a flag on the play.
Probably holding against
we're-
Rochester.
Usually there is going to be a holding. Perez make that Prater didn't get many. He got maybe 2 or 3, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be backed up.
Back to the 25-yard line based on where the flag is at.
So it'll be first down and 20 for the Rochester Zebras after the 10-yard mark-off. I think they want to go backwards. They're looking at the sideline and waiting for Coach Moriarty
That's
to
what he's saying.
say accept or decline, but that's going to...
Absolutely, we want to back them up.
Unfortunately, as you get closer to the goal line, the tosses are not going to work as much because you don't have much real estate to work with. So your angles change, and you saw that on that. Valley's leverage was able to stay outside.
First and about 20 and a half for the Rochester Zebras.
And Northfield, that's what they did an excellent job of. Everything was funneled inside. I mean, strategically, they knew exactly how to defend us, and they did it great.
There's a little confusion as the Rochester Zebras break the huddle as the skilled people, were standing around Brady Perez saying, what are we doing? And Coach Hooker saw it, and he'll use a timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Tom Kruger Construction, serving all of your building needs. From kitchen and bathroom remodeling to new home construction, you can always count on Kruger. Call or email anytime. Tom Kruger Construction.
RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
If they are literally using him as a tight end.
This is just first down. Yeah, it's first and 20. So passing isn't necessarily the only thing we have in a bag right here.
Perez ready, under center. Prater comes in motion to the near side. Fakes pitch to him, out to Abbott.
We got a flag on the opposite side of the field.
We're going to have an incomplete pass to Abbott if it bounced off his helmet twice. And on the play, there's a flag in the field.
Rochester might get tagged with holding.
I think that was probably an illegal man downfield, I'm guessing was the call, but they waved it off. And that'll be a second down and 20. As Tippecanoe Valley not fooled, that ball went out to Bryce Abbott. And Bryce Abbott, the ball, and the defender all met at the same time.
Yeah, I think Tippecanoe Valley understood how that play worked better than Rochester did.
I love the play call there. I do. And
I think they need to practice a few more times because it really did look like Valley understood how that play worked a lot better than Rochester.
Allen and Prater wide to the left side. Lone back is Bryce Abbott on second and 20. Back to passes Perez. Looks left. Now rolls to the right. Brady Perez still looking to throw. Now he's going to run. And he's in trouble.
He had a receiver open at the goal line. He wouldn't throw it.
Brady Perez is going to lose a yard. And it's going to be third down and 21 for the Rochester Zebras. Back at their 26-yard line.
Dalton was not able, so he was on the right side there, but he was not eligible to catch a pass. He was covered up by the receiver.
Yep.
Therefore making him.
Rochester had 2 receivers, one in the end zone and one just outside the end zone along the goal line with one defender standing between the two of them. So he could have picked one of those two.
Third and 22 for Rochester, back at their 26-yard line. Riston wide to the near side, short side of the field. Prater split left. Abbott goes in motion to the left side. Perez back to pass. Here's a lateral to Prater. Prater's going to throw. Prater pulls it down and runs. Prater looks to get the edge. He does. Cuts it back inside. And Prater lunges ahead to the 15-yard line. So he picks up 11 yards.
You're going to get the 14 maybe.
Good yardage to help Schaefer out here.
What'd I say, the 11?
Field goal time.
Did I say the 11?
Yeah.
And he gets to the 15-yard line. Yeah, no, I said 15.
14. Well, just inside the 15. You're right. Never mind.
So it'll be 4th and 11 for Rochester, and Wade Schaefer will come on to attempt, a 33-yarder from the far hash.
With the wind, more than enough leg.
So here we go. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is on the way, and I don't think it's going to get there. Did it? No, it was short, way short.
Wow.
Wade Schaefer missed the ball.
He just chunked a
Little bit of it.
chunked a chipping wedge there. Never got it.
And it was about 1.5 yards to 2 yards short. So speaking of bending and don't break, Tippecanoe Valley's defense just did the same. So 7:21 to play in the first half. There's no score here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. And on comes the Viking offense. They did everything but score last series. The week that was coming up in Rochester Athletics. We're going to also talk to Val Caceres of the Rochester Sentinel as well. So you want to stay. Oh, hey, and Max Munchies.
That was a 19-play drive for Rochester.
19 plays.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Miller ready. Parker dots the I. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 20. Parker gets the pitch going right. Parker slips a tackle, slips through the line of scrimmage, and he goes across the 25 to the 26-yard line, maybe even to the 27. Giving the 27 a 7-yard carry for Parker, and it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Vikings with 7:03 to play in the first half. That was that could have ended at the line of scrimmage too, but
Yeah.
Parker kind of turned his body to the shoulders to the sideline and kind of got small and slipped ahead for 7.
It's going to take more than an arm tackle to bring him down.
Prater in the I formation again, right behind Melanson. Noah Miller under center on 2nd and 3.
Ooh.
And the Vikings jump off sides. Everybody moves except for the center. And that'll back them up 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Rochester was run blitzing there, timing the snap, and looked like Zach Graham probably caused that.
6:39 to play in the first half. No score here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman.
And Valley hasn't even tried to attempt a pass yet.
Yeah, and they're going right into that stiff wind now. The Vikings break the huddle with 15 on the play clock. I formation that is for Miller. The wing to the right side is Morrison. Down to 5. Here's the fake handoff. Pass is going up to and is complete on the far side.
To 1.
Dwight Conley on the reception. Miller gets it out to Conley for a 7-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Vikings, just shy of their own 30-yard line.
They must have heard me.
It's a pretty good throw right into the wind.
Very good throw. That looked like a Northfield pattern from last week.
Yeah.
A little 8-yard out.
Yeah,
Potter
right.
wide to the near side. 3rd and 1. Parker gets the carry over the right. Make that Morrison. Morrison
Oh,
has
he's
stood up
stacked up at the
at
line.
the 30-yard line, but I believe he's going to get it because I think the far side is about 30.5-yard line, and I think he's going to have enough for a Viking first down. We'll wait and see.
Where do they set this?
Yep.
Ooh.
Right on the line.
Right on the 30. Give him 1.5 yards, Brad. 1.5. Does that take that? No.
Yeah, sure.
First down for the Vikings at their 30-yard line. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Each team 2 timeouts. The Vikings break the huddle with 10 on the play clock. Potter comes wide to the near side. I-backs for Miller, down to 5 on the play clock. Now ducks up at center with 3. Miller takes a snap on the option. He'll keep, and he's hit hard by Zach Graham.
Drilled.
Or is that Wilson Dalton?
I think it's Mr. Dalton.
It was Dalton.
Holy moly.
He was just sitting and waiting on him. They're going to give him a yard.
You're talking about punching somebody right in the mouth.
I think the only reason he picked that yard up because his shoes came off and went an extra yard.
Give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings.
Rochester needs to dig in here. The clock's ticking under 5 minutes. You've got to force Valley to punt into this wind,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
a decent field
I agree.
position.
I agree.
Ball in the middle of the field. Potter to the near side. Morrison dots the I. Miller under center. Melanson gets the carry off the left side. Melanson a huge hole. Carries it across this 35-yard line and gets it to the close to the 37, maybe even to the 38. Yeah, give him the 38. Pick up a 7. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Vikings. A big defensive stand here coming for the Z's. 4:20 to play in the first half. No score here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. The Vikings on the ball with 15 on the play clock. Plenty of time. Parker dots the I for Miller. On 3rd and 2. Miller pitches out to Parker coming to the near side. Parker cuts it back inside. Is grabbed by Taylor Johnson, but I believe the back by the reverse play by Tippecanoe Valley's Parker gets him across the 40 to the 41, give him 3, and another Viking first down. He got to the 40 and then backed his way to the 41.
Yeah, Johnson forced him inside. I think initially he wanted to come outside towards the sideline, but Johnson did a good job of forcing him back inside, but it wasn't soon enough to keep him from picking up the first down.
First down for Tippecanoe Valley at their own 41-yard line, 3:45 to play in the first half. Miller under center. Here's another pitch to Parker going left. Another huge hole for the Vikings. And Parker not tackled until he gets into Rochester territory to the 48.
Yeah, Valley just doing a great job of getting a lot of green shirts
47.
in the hole. Parker had 6-7 yards before he even saw a white shirt.
12-yard gain for Parker. And another Viking first down, under 3.5 to play in the first half. No score. Parker goes wide to the right side. Parker dots the I. Off to Parker again off the left. Another huge hole for Cameron Parker. And he is brought down at the Rochester 43. Giving 4, it'll be 2nd and 6. Clock rolls, 3 minutes to play in the first half. Boy, right now we can't get to halftime quick enough.
Yeah, you're right. And Tippecanoe Valley's front line's doing an excellent job of neutralizing Rochester's front 3 or 4. And they're relying on the second line of defense to make the tackles 6-7 yards downfield. 2nd
and 6 for the Vikings. Back to pass is Miller. Rolls right, deep throw, and he's going to be grabbed from behind and dropped at his own 49. Wilson Dalton is in there with the tackle. He's grabbing his lower back. He's still down. No, that's not Wilson Dalton that's down. Wilson Dalton helped with the tackle. Is that Zach Graham? We're going to have an injury timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
I am for the child. I'm for the child that has been abused or neglected. I'm for the child that has been moved from foster home to foster home. I'm for the child born addicted to drugs. You can't control where abused and neglected children come from, but you can help with where they end up. Lift up a child's voice. A child's life. Volunteer to be an advocate for a child in need of a voice. Call CASA of Fulton County to learn more.
It was Zach Graham that was the injured Zebra. Fortunately for Rochester, he gets up and jogs off the field. But between him and Wilson Dalton, pushes the Vikings back to make it 3rd and 14 after the big sack. We got a new tailback in the game for the Vikings. Miller under center on 3rd and 14. Pitches to the near side. The play coming to the near side. Wilson Dalton again tackles him after about a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down and 11-ish.
Why ain't Rochester using a timeout? Why wouldn't you take a timeout?
Dakota Gaff was the tailback.
Gaff on the carry there.
Yep.
Was that 45? Okay, yep. I thought it was 15.
They've got to punt into the wind here. They're burning the clock. I mean, I guess they're saving it for offense, but
clock's still running. We're down to 1:50 to play in the first half. Morrison to punt. Prater stands inside his 25 to receive this one. Down to 10 on the play clock. Morrison stands at his 40. There's a snap. Here comes the pressure. Gets it away. Nice high kick. Hung up in the wind, and Prater gets it. Trying to outrun the defense to the edge. Cuts it back inside, and Tippecanoe Valley swallows him up at about the 22, maybe even the 23. That was a really good punt into the wind. And that thing turned into a knuckleball in a hurry, and it was dancing coming down to Prater.
Yeah, good job of getting it up high, letting his defense get up underneath of it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Rochester at about the 22-yard line, going to our right with the 90 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester with 2 timeouts.
Rochester was 0 for 3 throwing the ball in their last series, but every one of those, the receiver was open and they had an opportunity with the ball in their hand. They just couldn't bring it in.
Prater wide to the near side. I-backs for Perez. Brady under center, the 1:30 to play in the first half. Fakes a handoff, rolls to the near side. Here comes some pressure. Throws to the near sideline over the head of Hayden Prater. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Rochester, the 1:20 to play in the first half.
That's one of those where the wind just kind of got behind it and made it, and the ball just kept rising.
I'm not sure if he's 6'1", he gets that. All joking aside, that was pretty tall.
Well, in the last series, you saw Perez using a light touch and just kind of lofting the ball downfield. That one he threw as a rocket, and that one just kept going up and up and up.
6-6 North Miami Wabash now.
All right.
The middle of the field will be wide open. Watching Dalton run the pattern there. The safety jumped on Prater.
Well,
on the outside.
we had one down the middle earlier, and we couldn't bring it in.
Perez out of the shotgun. Back to pass. 3 receivers. Throws to the Rochester sideline. Complete to Isaiah Jackson. And he's ran out of bounds at the Rochester 26. Give him 4. It'll be 3rd and 6 for Rochester.
Good catch there. Unfortunately, you don't want to go out of bounds, making it 3rd and long, and the clock stopped.
Again, they had another receiver come open, coming across the middle of the field.
Yeah, the middle of the field's wide.
He just didn't see it. Another second. If he'd have just waited another second.
Zach Graham,
safety. They're bringing the safety all the way up to linebacker. I mean,
is back in as safety. Prater comes in the near side. He gets the pitch, cuts it back inside, and runs into a host of green jerseys. Not a lot there. It'll be 4th down, and Coach Mariotti might here use a timeout, and he will. Tippecanoe Valley will use a timeout with 1:03 to play in the first half. No score. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Protect yourself from personal attack on campus, in the home, at the mall, or wherever you are. Blue Dragon Taekwondo in Rochester is offering a self-defense boot camp so that you have the basic skills to protect yourself in an attack. Blue Dragon is the area's leading martial arts facility. Master instructor Dave Colger and his team welcome new participants and those seeking to learn basic self-defense techniques. Contact Blue Dragon Taekwondo today to learn more about this exciting self-defense boot camp.
A 1:03 to play in the first half. No score here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. After the timeout, Brady Perez will kick this one away. Parker, the dangerous Cameron Parker, back deep for the Vikings.
And right now, Tippecanoe Valley in charge of this football game, even though the score is 0.
And then Brady Perez shanks it. It hits the Rochester 40 and rolls out of bounds at the Rochester 43-yard line with 57.7 to play in the first half.
Right now, Tippecanoe Valley is the aggressor in this football game. They're the ones that are in charge. They're controlling both sides of the football game.
In the second quarter, thank you, Val, Whitco leads Manchester 16-6.
And now, because of the poor punt, Rochester has set Tippecanoe Valley up.
Yeah.
Just under a minute to go here in the half, and they've got 43 yards to the end zone.
57.7 to play in the first half. No score, but after the shanked punt, the Vikings will start at the Rochester 43.
Valley didn't give up anything. They punted from their own 49, and they get it back on their own on our 43. So they gained 7 yards on the exchange?
Parker in the eye, down to 9 on the play clock. Now Miller up under center.
There's no better time than...
Half pitches out to Parker. Parker will throw. Parker steps up, and he's hit from behind and drugged down.
There's no better time than right now to buy or refinance a home. And
Chandler Lamb gets him from behind. Clock rolls with 45 to play in the first half, and Rochester will use a timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. .7 to play in the first half. Both teams with one timeout left. After the, do we call it a sack? I suppose we call it a sack because Parker was going to throw. Chandler Lamb pushes the Vikings back to the Rochester 47, 2nd and 14. Here's the pitch to Parker coming to the near side. Parker's got some blockers. Parker cuts it inside, and Johnson hits him shy of the Rochester 40. Wilson Dalton there as well. Actually going to step out of bounds, it looks like to me, at around the Rochester 43. Clock rolls. Maybe he didn't step out of bounds. Clock rolls.
Yeah, the official said he did not step out.
Vikings quickly on the ball with 23. Miller spikes it with 20 seconds to go. Now it's 4th and 10. Valley had one timeout left, right?
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't cook. If they were going to blow it, why don't they just call timeout?
I've been waiting all night to say this, but Alvin, what are we watching?
4th and 10 for the Vikings.
Yeah.
After the spike. After Miller clocked it.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't call the timeout. I mean, we did just a few seconds ago.
20 seconds to play in the first half. It's 4th and 10. And it looks like Miller's coming off in the punting unit.
Yeah, they want to get there. They
on.
spiked it to get the punting unit some work.
And now the Vikings will use their final timeout of the half. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV 4. Lord. 20 seconds to play in the first half. Let's get out of here. Morrison back deep, kick the ball away for Tippecanoe Valley. Winnemac leads West Central at the end of 1-0.
Are they going to fake it?
Why not? Morrison, he is going
gonna
to fake it. He's going to run. He comes on the near side. Now the rugby-style kick bounces Rochester's way and takes the Rochester bounces outside 30 to about the 32 with 9 seconds.
Wouldn't that be illegal, man? Once he threw the ball there, it would have been a flag.
Because of an
the lineman downfield.
So
15
basically,
yards.
he was just running around to try and run the clock down so that Rochester didn't have any time left.
It works. I thought he was going to throw it.
Yeah.
First down for Rochester at the 33-yard line, their own. Last thing we need here is a pick six.
You're right.
Save that play, though, later on because he could have ran it. I mean, he only needed about 10, 12 yards. He could have easily ran that.
But
9 seconds to play in the first half.
With that said, I still like the idea of trying to take a shot downfield.
Sure.
We've had guys get open. We just got to be able to hit them. They got to
go to
catch it.
We're going to take a knee. It looks like Abbott is about 10 yards off the ball.
Right. We're in the
Perez under center. We'll take a knee, and that'll do it. At halftime, the Zebras and the Vikings scoreless. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV 4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back at Tippecanoe Valley High School, it's been a back and forth first half, and neither team scored. Good defense. Good defense. So no score here at Tippecanoe Valley. The Vikings have had the best opportunity to score on their first drive of the game. They were stood up on 4th and 2, and since then, neither team really has even gotten inside the 20.
Rochester 3 and out on their opening drive. Valley took it 47 yards in 11 plays, got down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 7 to be exact, before they were stuffed on a 4th and 2, like you said. And then Rochester put together a lengthy drive of their own and went nearly 70 yards in 18 plays, but they missed, and then they missed the field goal. Valley come back with another 10-play drive that they ended up having to punt, and so neither team. They've eaten up a lot of clock. They've put together a lot of plays, but nobody's really gotten anything to work one way or the other. I will say that, in my opinion, Valley won that first half, even though the scoreboard says 0-0.
Yep, I agree.
They're the team that's bringing the aggression. They're the ones that look like they're wanting to play this football game.
Here's the other thing that, Mac made mention to early. Can we, keep the ball long enough and keep grinding long enough maybe to wear them down? And I would say after watching that first half, that's a no.
No.
Yeah, no, we did not. We didn't do it. I mean, outside of the drive, it was 19 plays where we came up empty. We're not, and we're working for every yard we're getting right now. It's, 6 yards is the longest play, right? 7 yards.
I was going to say, you can't pick out a play and say, hey, this has worked every time we've ran it, because we can't say that right now.
No, we can't. But Valley, you know what they can say? The dive toss to Morrison and Parker both is 7-8 yards. Why go away from that? Make us stop it.
Yep, I totally agree. Brad, first half numbers.
Yeah, for Tippecanoe Valley, Morrison with 2 carries for 11 yards. Parker, 15 carries for 63 yards. Valley has 77 yards rushing in the first half. Miller, 1 of 2 throwing the football for 7 yards. They've got 84 yards worth of rushing in the first, or of offense in the first half. For Rochester, Perez, 2 carries for 12 yards. Hayden Prater, 5 carries for 46 yards. Isaiah Jackson, 8 carries for 26 yards. Rochester, 96 yards of rushing. Perez, 1 of 5 throwing the football for 4 yards. Rochester with 100 yards of offense in the first half.
And those stats reflect our scoreboard. 0-0 right now here at halftime. And again, it's homecoming 2018 here for Tippecanoe Valley High School. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with a week that was. That's next. 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
And
Say it again.
Mechanic-Wall 15, Northfield 13. That's a non-conference game. Pioneer leads Knox 14-0 in the first quarter.
Rochester kicks to start the second half. It takes a bounce, picked up to Gaff. Gaff at the 20, slips a tackle at 25, and is pulled down shy of the 30. And so the Vikings, going with the wind, will start at their own 29-yard line here to start the second half. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman.
Tippy Valley took all the momentum in the first half, took it into the locker room with them. We'll see how they respond here with the ball first in the third quarter. Rochester even looked flat when they came out of the halftime to do.
Did they?
Do calisthenics. Yep.
So the Vikings on the football at their own 29-yard line. Parker dots the I, had a big first half for the Vikings. Miller under center. Right behind him is Melanson. Parker gets the carry up the middle, and the Zebras blow it up right at the line of attack. And it looks like Parker might have gotten 1.5 or 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 here early on in the third quarter.
I would even like to see Rochester, like on that play there after making a nice play, pat the guy on the helmet, get him fired up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
not a lot of emotion right now.
There's no communication. What doesn't appear to be any communication at all between the players.
Yeah.
This is a game. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's against your biggest rival.
Yeah.
2nd and 8 for the Zebras, or for the Vikings at their own 31. Here's a pitch to Parker going left. He's got some blockers. Parker looking for the edge. Turns it upfield on the Rochester sideline and brought down right around the 35. So give him about 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Vikings. Ball spotted at the Tippecanoe Valley 35-yard line going to our right. Ball in the far hash, which is the Rochester sideline. Play comes in from the sideline with 20 on the play clock. At home next week for senior night for the Rochester Zebras, and there's going to be a ton of them for football alone. There's going to be a ton of them.
Yeah.
Sorry you're going to miss that, Mac.
I will be in Florida.
Send us pictures from Disney, please.
Okay.
Power I offset left for the Vikings. On the quarterback option, the fake pitch, and the quarterback is going to be dropped. Miller is stopped behind the 35, back to the 34. It's going to be a loss of 1 and a 3rd and 5 coming up. Morrison had nobody on him.
Tyler Walker swallowed up the Miller.
And I think that's what Coach Moriarty's saying. Hey, Morrison there wasn't anybody covering number 5.
Yeah, the pitch man. Yep.
And if number 5 gets the ball downhill, running downhill, he'd have gotten the first down.
Fortunate to not get a face mask there,
Yeah.
though. It looked like when he ripped across from the jersey, he could have grabbed hold of the face mask.
Morrison back to punt for the Vikings. Low snap, picks it up. He gets it away right before the pressure comes.
Great kick.
Drives Hayden Prater back. He grabs it at about the 22. Prater up the middle. Prater with a bunch of green jerseys on his back is brought down at the 30-yard line.
Good job by Rochester's
kick.
defense. That's Tippecanoe Valley's first 3 and out.
Hey, but you mentioned it right there as the ball's in the air. That was a really good kick with the wind.
Yeah.
Prater retreated about 10 or 15 yards to grab the football.
And he still caught that going away.
Yeah.
So
Rochester, first series of the second half. No score here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. 1st and 10 at their 30. Riston comes wide to the near side. Prater will split right. Jackson and Abbott in the I formation. Dalton is tight right. Brady Perez under center on first down. Abbott with the carry right up the middle. Bryce Abbott rumbles ahead for a couple of yards. Give him the 34 and a pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
that's just Abbott's second carry of the ball game.
Mm-hmm. Second down. The ball's at the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Zebras. Prater goes split right. Ball in the middle of the field. Nick Allen wide to the near side. I-backs for Brady Perez. 9:18 to play in the third quarter. Brady with the ball. Hands off to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson off the left side. 2nd and 3rd. Everett is going to take Jackson close to the 40 and close to another Zebra first
I
down.
think he got it. If he's on the 40, that is a first down. Yep, they're giving it to him.
He was hit hard from behind, and it drove him forward another yard and a half, which gave the Zebras a first down. The first one of the second half.
A couple first downs is imperative here, as they would have to kick into that wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rochester just had that one long drive in the first half. The other 2 possessions that they had were 3 and outs.
Rochester on the ball with 10 on the play clock. 2 receivers to the right for Rochester. From the 40, Brady Perez takes a snap, hands off to Jackson going right. Isaiah Jackson met at the line of scrimmage, and his spin move nets him about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. I like to see that. I like to see the white and the green helping each other up.
At the end of the day, yeah, absolutely.
2nd and 8 for Rochester at their 42-yard line. 8:20 to play in the third quarter. Still scoreless here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Rochester breaks huddle with 15 on the play clock. B.J. Barnes comes wide to the near side. The flanker to the left is Prater. I-backs for Brady Perez. Prater goes in motion to the right side. Here's a snap. On the end around, Prater gets it to the near side. Hayden Prater almost loses the football and is tackled to the Rochester 49. That thing was trapped against, it came out of his hands. It went up to his shoulder pad. He grabbed it on his shoulder pad and brought it back down to his belly, and he picks up about 7 yards, and will bring up 3rd down and 1.
That cost him a first down, though.
Well,
because he's looking behind him trying to keep that ball from hitting the ground, and he ends up coming up a yard short.
So Prater goes to the right in motion, comes back and takes the ball, goes off the left side, and got 7 yards. One of the biggest plays tonight for the Zebras.
It was one of the best looking plays anyway.
Yep. 2 tight ends, straight T backfield for Rochester. 3rd and 1 from the Rochester 49. Jackson going right. Isaiah's got a first down as he crosses into Tippecanoe Valley territory, and he's brought down after about a 4-yard gain. Give him the 48. Give him a 3-yard gain. Rochester moves the change with 7:15 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10 at the Vikings 48.
Non-football related, but I think the 5th cookie is getting me, boys.
That's pretty typical, though, Mac.
Yeah.
After 5 cookies, you start to feel it a little.
That's where this game has gone. 1st and 10 for the Z's at the Viking 48. Brady Perez under center. Prater comes in motion to the near side. Here's the handoff to Jackson. Jackson gets a good kick-out block from Prater, who took out Morrison, and Jackson takes it down to the Tippecanoe Valley 41.
A couple of good side moves by Jackson to spring himself forward.
Fantastic, jump cuts there. Looks like Rochester is starting to put some plays together.
Starting to open up a few holes.
Yep.
What started that was Prater's kick-out block on Morrison, who was right there
Absolutely.
You're
Yep.
absolutely
at the line of
right.
scrimmage. 2nd and 3 for Rochester. Taylor Johnson now the eye back for Brady Perez. Prater, the wing back to the right side. Here's a pitch to Johnson going right. Taylor Johnson turns on the afterburner, sends a tackle. He's off the end zone. He's got blockers in front of him, and he is brought down from behind inside the Tippecanoe Valley 15-yard line. The Vikings come out of there with a football, but Rochester's going to keep possession. A big run for Taylor Johnson off the right side, and he takes it to the Tippecanoe Valley 15.
25-yard pickup by Johnson.
I know Tyler Walker was the lead blocker there. There was a couple of other.
He broke free of the line of scrimmage. He had two guys in front of him, and Tippecanoe Valley caught him from behind the two lead blockers.
1st and 10 for the Z's at the 15-yard line of the Vikings. Johnson again in the eye. Perez under center. Here's a snap. Johnson gets it going right. This looks familiar. Johnson slips another tackler. Now looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Zebras.
Great individual effort by Taylor Johnson. That time he had a couple of Valley players grabbing at his shoes, and he was able to high step through and around them and find his way to the goal line.
Taylor Johnson, a 15-yard touchdown run with 5:42 to play in the third quarter. It's 6-0, and Schaefer.
I have a feeling these extra points are going to be crucial.
Well, I tell you what, and it's going to be a big deal to put all your foot into it, kicking into this 15-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah, exactly.
So the snap is back. Hold is down. Here comes some pressure. Kick is away. He's got plenty of leg, and it is good. 7-0 Rochester. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Coming after he picked up 25 yards on a similar play.
Similar. I would call that the exact same.
Well, I wasn't quite going to go there. This one actually worked better.
Dakota Gaff back deep to receive the kick from Wade Schaefer. Rochester now up 7-0 with 5:42 to play. In the third quarter, Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Rochester kids asking the crowd to pick up the pace a little bit. High kick, short kick, and the Vikings take it to the 20.
And that's
and then the returner gets it out to about the 27-yard line.
Finally seeing some energy, jumping around a little bit.
That drive definitely going to make a big difference in the attitude on the far sideline for sure.
Looks like John Humes was a return man there for Tippecanoe Valley. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 28-yard line. 5:36 to play in the third quarter. Ball in the middle of the field. Miller brings the club to the line of scrimmage. Parker dots the I.
See if the defense can bring some of that energy here.
Potter wide to the near side. Noah Miller under center. Takes a snap. On the option. Gives to Melanson up the middle. Melanson with 4 or 5 white jerseys hanging on him. Gets it out to the 34-yard line. Give him 6. And that's a kid that has not touched the ball enough tonight for Tippecanoe Valley. He's got, 2 carries?
2 carries, 7 yards each time.
2nd down and 4 for the Vikings. 5:15 to play in the third quarter. Melanson and Parker in the I formation. The wing to the near side is Morrison. Miller under center, pitches out to Parker coming to the near side. He's got it, blockers, cuts it back inside a blocker, and then brought down hard by Bryce Abbott, who looks at the Tippecanoe Valley bench, gives him a little look, and walks back to the huddle. But it's going to be enough for a first down, give Parker 4 and a first down, and the ball spotted out the Viking 39.
At some point, I think Valley they can run the ball, but they're gonna have to go back to the air. They had a very nice completion, and I think we know to beat us, you put the ball in the air.
This is the quarter to do it because they've got it with behind them.
First and 10 for the Vikings. Here's a pitch to Parker, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tyler Walker, Gary and Tarrant, that is, with the stop for the Zebras.
Running at Tyler Walker is not a successful recipe. He
stuffed their 4th and 2 down here.
Yeah,
they were inside the 10.
At times he can just take a game over, and what Valley needs to be careful with, their quarterback is held on the ball a little bit too much in the second quarter and got sacked a couple times. So quick passes.
Back to passes, Miller. Throws to the left. He's got a receiver. It's Morrison, and he grabs it.
Unbelievable.
Morrison with 3 Zebras hanging on him, grabs it just shy of the Rochester 40.
That looked just like the NFL game last night. The Robinson guy for the Vikings kept catching the ball over the DBs. That's the exact same play right there. He threw it right over us, caught it, and
good hands.
Really good catch.
Because that ball was thrown a little long, and he made a great play on it.
First and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 41. 3:40 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 7-0. The Vikings on their move again. Melanson and Parker in the I formation. Miller up under center with 10 on the play clock. Melanson off the right side. And Zane Gilbert grabs him by the shoestrings and brings him down at the 39-yard line. Give him 2, it'll be 2nd and 8. Give him 3, it'll be 2nd and 7.
And that was 3 guys in coverage on 1 receiver, and they still caught the ball.
2nd down and 3.
And that was one that actually looked like he had overthrown the receiver.
Yeah, exactly,
That's what I mean, Morrison did a great job getting his hands on it.
Parker gets the pitch coming to the near side. He's got blockers in front, turns the corner. Stiff arms the Zebras. Lowers his head, gets it inside the Rochester 35, down to the 33. Nice individual run there by Parker, who stiff-armed Tarrant, I believe, and got 3 or 4 more yards after the stiff arm.
Going to be a long 1.5 yards for a first down.
Gary and Tarrant is a little dinged on the. Oh, is that Riston? Riston a little dinged on the near side.
Abbott going to come in for Rochester and play nose guard.
3rd and 2. Melanson off the left side. Falls across the 30 to the 29, and that'll be enough for another Viking first down. Actually, give him right at the 30, but still enough for a first down. 15 has not touched the ball a lot tonight, but very productive what he does.
Yeah, he's got 20 yards on 4 carries, so he's got a pretty good average.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 30. 2:10 to play in the third. Rochester leads 7-0. Vikings quickly on the ball with 10 on the play clock. Miller under center. Pitches out again to the Parker to the near side. Parker another big hole. A lot of big blockers in front of him. And he, with his hand on the ground, picks up 5 or 6 extra yards. Takes it inside the Rochester 20 to about the 18-yard line. Another first down for the Vikings.
Valley's fullback, Wes Melanson, number 15. Excellent lead block there. Absolutely just stuck our DB there and allowed the running back to get to the edge and get the extra yards.
Well, Parker does such a great job of extending the play and just keeping his feet moving and keeping the ball moving downfield.
100 seconds to play in the third quarter. Vikings moving. Parker, actually, Miller back to pass. It is tipped. Oh. The intended receiver was in the end zone.
Prater just got his fingers on it.
Just his fingers, you're right. Enough to deflect the ball, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
He deflected it, but it still deflected to the receiver.
Right, the shoulder pad, didn't it?
You're right.
John Humes was the intended receiver, and he was behind the defense.
If Prater's able to fade back towards the goal line another couple of steps, maybe he gets the interception, but he did get just enough of his fingers on it to make it hard to catch.
Potter goes split to the left. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 18-yard line. Miller pitches out to Parker. Parker cuts it back inside. The play goes left. Parker brings it back to the middle. Grabbed by Walker, and the rest of the Zebras hit him at the 15. Give him 3. It'll be 3rd and 7, 1:20 to play in the third.
By missing the pass on first down there, they're going to be behind on down and distance now. Absolutely going to have to look at
15.
Throwing the ball here again.
Parker now coming out of the game. Parker holding his hands on his helmet and coming out of the game. Gaff now will be your tailback. Down to 55 seconds to play in the third quarter and 10 on the play clock. From the Rochester 15 on the option. The pitch is out here. The ball's loose. Ball's on the ground, and Gaff picks it up, but back at the 17. So the Vikings are going to lose 2. That'll bring up 4th and 9 with 40 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Well, if you're going to kick a field goal, you've got 35 seconds to do it. You cannot.
You're on the right hash. You got the wind behind you. It's the best scenario you're going to get for trying.
Valley will go for it. Ball is just inside the 18-yard line. 4th down and 9 for the Vikings. Out of the shotgun now is Miller. He's got 3 receivers to the left. Back to pass is Miller. Throws it out. It is complete to Morrison. Morrison grabbed. He slips a tackle. Still fighting for yards. He's going to be brought down shy of the first down. Give him the 14. A 3-yard pickup, but the Zebras, again, bend and don't break and take over on downs.
That is the exact pass pattern I want us to run for Hayden Prater.
Yeah.
Both ways. Right, left, right, left. That's the exact pattern.
So Rochester with the football. 1st and 10 at their 14-yard line, leading 7-0 with 7 seconds to play in the third quarter.
A really good defensive stand for Rochester on that one.
Yeah. Perez brings the club to the line of scrimmage. Jackson and Abbott split behind him. Prater is the flanker to the right side. Brady Perez takes the snap, flips out to Abbott. Abbott slips a tackler, fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he might have, and that'll be about it. After 3, Rochester leads the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings 7-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner, and Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back at Tippecanoe Valley High School, we're going to the fourth quarter. Zebras leading 7-0. On first down, as the time came to an end in the third quarter, Abbott gained nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Rochester 14.
Great job by Rochester's defense. Valley went 13 plays, picked up about 60-some yards, but they did not score.
Yep. Taylor Johnson in the eye. He gets the carry. Johnson right up the middle, lowers his head and brought down shy of the 20, giving the 18-yard line.
When Taylor's running tonight, you just see the speed difference. He is fresh. He looks fresh.
Yeah.
And once he touches the ball, he's accelerating. And I don't know if Valley is, probably didn't expect that out of him.
3rd and 6 for the Zebras. Ball spot at the Rochester 19-yard line. Rochester going to our right now with the wind. Johnson and Abbott in the I formation. And the flanker to the left side is Prater. Perez under center, takes a snap, flips it out to Johnson. Taylor Johnson, grab from behind, slips a tackle, still fighting for yardage, gets it out to 25, and that's going to be close to a Zebra first down. If they mark it to the 25, that'll be enough. Move the chains.
Yep, they're moving them.
Give him 7.
Good individual effort there because he was hit well behind the first down marker. Made himself small by turning sideways, slipped up a few more yards, fell forward, and got the first down.
Justin Bach going to be with us next week.
Good.
You can
Mr. Bach, welcome.
You can take yourself to Florida, Mac.
Yes.
1st and 10 for the Zebras. At their own 25. Ball in the middle of the field. B.J. Barnes split left. Hayden Prater split right. Johnson in the I formation along with Abbott. Nope, Lease. Lease gets a carry right up the middle. Matt Lease off the races. Matt slipped another tackler. Brought down at midfield, maybe even the Tippecanoe Valley 49.
Great run by Matt Lease. Good blocking up front by the Rochester front five. And, they're going to give him the
nice
48-yard line.
That was a fantastic fake by Perez. I'm looking for the pitch. He turns around, pretends to pitch the ball. I thought he was pitching the ball, and by the time I look back up, Lisa's standing on
that's Matt Lease's first carry tonight, and he's the sixth man to run with the football.
That might have been Matt
Rochester.
Lease's first carry in 3 weeks.
Yeah, he gets 27.
And he stays in the game as a fullback. 1st and 10 for Rochester, the Vikings, 48. Johnson, make that. Hayden Prater comes in motion to the near side and gets the pitch. Oh, boy. Now switches directions, goes the other way. Looking for a block. He's going the wrong direction. He's going to be whipped down from behind.
The ball popped out, but
they're going to call him down, give him forward progress.
Tippecanoe Valley grabbed the grabbed the sleeve of Prater and whipped him down, and Prater loses a lot of yards.
And no offense, but that would have absolutely been roughing the running back in the NFL.
You're right.
I mean, that was terrible how hard they threw him to the ground on Sunday there.
So that'll be 2nd down and long, 2nd and 18 now for Rochester as Prater went backwards 8 yards.
Lost 6, yeah.
You'll live with that, though, because he has the ability to turn that into a positive gain.
Yeah, there wasn't any white shirts in front of him on that play. It was all green.
Brady Perez under center. Fakes the hand or gives the hand off to Lease. Lease another huge hole up the middle. And Matt Lease carries it inside the Tippecanoe Valley 45 down to around the 42. Boy, you're talking about getting some yardage back. And that will bring up 3rd and manageable now for the Rochester Zebras. 3rd and about 4.
14 on that run by Lease.
And he hits the hole so hard and fast.
Just a fullback dive, but with insane amount of speed.
Yeah, he's an overdrive as soon as he hits.
I'm guessing Matt Lease was probably not circled on their scouting report coming into today.
Lease and Taylor in the backfield on 3rd and 4. Lease again right up the middle. Lease hits a wall, hits another wall, lunges forward, gets to the 40. That'll bring up 4th down and 2. What are we going to do?
Go for it.
I think you go for it.
Rochester up 7-0. Under 7 minutes or make that under 9 minutes to play in the game. Rochester's offense will stay out, and the play comes in from the sideline. Rochester will go for it. 4th and 2 from the Valley 40-yard line. Matt Lease comes out. Also coming into the game is
Riston, I believe. Is that Riston?
You're going to see a full back power eye backfield here.
4th and 2. Perez under center with 5 on the play clock. Pitches out to Johnson. Valley gets a great penetration, and Valley's going to drop him for a loss. Boy, they got a great push up front.
Yep, that was a predictable play by Rochester, and Valley had it all sniffed out. They knew exactly who was getting the ball and where he was going.
4 yards. And now 1st down for Tippecanoe Valley at their own 44.
I like going for it. I do not like a toss play to the short side of the field. I mean, unfortunately, the Zebras got stopped there, but I do like the aggressive call of going for it.
Yeah, Valley without Parker here as they start this next series.
He's still on the bench now with his helmet off. Gaff is your fullback, or your tailback, that is. Maybe you get a full dose of 15 here, Melanson.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. There's the pitch to Gaff. Gaff going right, being chased on the right side, the Rochester sideline. Gaff turns the corner and gets it out to his 49, giving 5. And then a late flag on the play. A late flag on the play. Is that going to be an unsportsmanlike on Rochester? It gets to midfield. He got 6. But there was a late flag after the play ended. And I believe this might be on the Zebras. It'll be personal foul on the Rochester Zebras. 15 more. That's a big one. That ball will go to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
I didn't see what happened.
I can see that's all the way.
It's all on the other side, yeah.
Well, you got to control your emotions.
So Gaff got 6, and then 15 yards on top of that is 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 35. Vikings break the huddle with 20 on the play clock. Wing to the left side is Morrison. Melanson gets a carry up the middle. Wes Melanson across the 35 to about the 32 or 3-yard line. Giving 3 will be about 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. 7:40 to play in the game. Rochester clinging to that 7-0 lead. The Vikings looking at 2nd down and 7 at the Rochester 32. A little confusion there for Tippecanoe Valley. Still plenty of time, 15 seconds on the play clock. Gaff dots the I. Miller under center with 10. Pitches out to Gaff. He's got a lead blocker. Gaff going left, trying to turn the corner, and he is brought down by Taylor Johnson right around the line of scrimmage. Not a lot there. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Vikings.
Taylor did an excellent job maintaining outside leverage, forcing him back in. He still came out, made the tackle, did not give up the edge, and here he forced a 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 for the Vikings. Under 7 minutes to play in the football game.
Big play here for Rochester if they can force it. Valley's going to go for it on 4th down, no doubt, but Rochester's got to force them into that 4th down, and a longer 4th down is obviously a lot better.
The wind doesn't scare the Vikings. We've seen them throw a couple of times into the wind. Rochester just about jumps off sides and now does.
Yep.
Miller drew Rochester off sides. The entire 3 or 4 guys up front and jumped.
Now it'll be short.
And now it'll be 3rd and 2. Now the ball spotted at the Rochester 27-yard line. 6.5 minutes to play in the game. Rochester up 7-0. And the Vikings a little better, manageable 3rd down now at 3rd and 2.
Feel better about 2 yards and 2 plays to get
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Melanson and Gaff in the I formation with 12 on the play clock. Miller under center. Pitches out to Gaff. Gaff going right. He's got a 1st down. We got a hold on the play.
Holding on Valley on the corner.
The Vikings are going to be called for a hold, and Gaff takes the ball all the way to the Rochester 15, so there was no hold necessary, and that's going to back him up 10.
That's a spot foul too, right?
Yes, it is. That's going to go all the way back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
But that penalty came after the running back had passed that spot and was moving upfield.
So they're going to lose on the penalty itself. The flag thrown at the 31-yard line. The play so this should be about 3rd and 14.
Yeah.
I would never expect that call on the road, especially here.
Yeah. Actually, they're going to call it 3rd and 16. Ball spotted back at the Rochester 41-yard line. 3rd and 16 for the Vikings. 6:15 to play in the game. Clock rolls. High backs for Miller. 2 wideouts to the near side. Morrison in the slot. Here's a pitch to Gaff. Gaff got a lot of room. He lowers his head and just drilled hard.
Yeah, and that's a shot to the helmet.
And that's going to be a personal foul on Taylor Johnson, who launched himself, and it was a helmet-to-helmet contact.
Yep.
And that's going to be a 1st down for the Vikings.
And Johnson probably will be out the rest of the football game. I imagine he's going to get ejected.
Do they eject that for targeting? They call that targeting?
He's going to get ejected. They're already discussing it.
The Gaff, I believe, slow to get up. Taylor Johnson launched himself at Gaff and hit him in the helmet.
Yep.
And it will be targeting on the Rochester Zebras. No indication of an ejection.
It's going to give Valley a 1st down, though.
Oh, yeah. And the 15 yards.
So Gaff comes off. Parker is still off.
Taylor Johnson went off as well.
Taylor Johnson's off, yes.
Targeting.
So it'll be targeting against the Zebras. First time I've seen that call this year.
But that was the right call.
Oh, absolutely.
There was no question about that.
That marches the ball inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. And a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Boy, you talking about bailing a team out there.
There's no point. I mean, leaving your feet and launching yourself like that there's just no reason for it, and that's what they're doing away with in all levels of football.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 21. Miller ready with 12 on the play clock. Melanson over the right side. Takes it inside the 20, down to around the 18. Give him 4. Beg your pardon, give him 3. 2nd and 7, 5.5 minutes to play in the game. Rochester up 7-0. The Vikings have been in the red zone way many times longer than...
Yeah, this is their 3rd trip into the red zone tonight.
Yeah.
And they've come up, they've turned it over on downs their previous 2 times.
Yep. Potter split to the right side. Miller pitches out to Conley. Conley going to the right side. And not a lot there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage is where the far spot is. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Valley has best attacked us, again, with straight ahead dive toss or just right up the middle. Either running Morrison. I know Parker's out now, or even when Gaff was in. But when they try to get to the edge, our speed is too quick.
I agree.
And I don't think there's anything out there for them.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him put it up in the air right here.
Yeah.
Is Gaff still out? Yeah, he is.
Gaff is still
Jaden Conley, a junior, in the I formation.
third running
Third
back.
and 7. 4.5 minutes to play in the game. Down to 5 on the play clock. Noah Miller under center. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the near side, throws into the back of the end zone. He's got Morrison. Rochester tips it up. Ball still being tipped. Valley catches it. It goes into the end zone.
Touchdown, Tippecanoe Valley.
I think 3 guys touched it, and then the kid caught it and fell in the end zone for a
Who was
touchdown.
that, 60?
Jace Potter, the tight end, caught the football on about the 5th or 6th deflection and lunges into the end zone. And to make this a 7-6 game.
18 yards. Rochester trying to go for the interception, batting the football around instead of just swatting it to the ground. And Potter was the man on the spot.
Extra point coming. The kick is away, and it is good. 7-7, 4:22 to play in the game. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
We talked about our win last week. Sometimes it's better lucky than good, and that time Tippecanoe Valley was on the lucky side of that play.
North Miami leads Wabash late in the third, 18-6. Nice high kick for the Vikings. Prater muffs it, picks it up at the 15, and is lucky to get it to the 20. He might have gotten to the 21.
We're going to have to make sure the wheels on the bus don't completely fall off here. It just seems to be one thing after another right now.
Well, that's a lack of concentration for one. That's a lack of mental sharpness.
So 1st and 10 for the Zebras at their own 21-yard line. We're tied at 7 with 4:16 to play in the game. Jackson and Lease in the backfield for Rochester. Prater comes wide to the near side. I believe Risson is split left. Brady Perez under center. Takes the snap. Hands off to Lease up the middle. Matt Lease falls across the 25, maybe to the 27. Nice good run by Matt Lease. A pickup of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. 4 minutes to play in the game. We're tied at 7. Both teams all 3 timeouts. Actually giving the 26.
Rochester has the wind at their back. Schaefer's got the leg. I know he chunked one earlier, but Schaefer's definitely got the leg to get a field goal up down the if we can get in position.
2nd and 6 for the Zebras at their 26. Brady Perez takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the near side, throws it in the middle of the field. He's got Wilson down behind the defense and overthrows him.
Yeah, Dalton turned and came more sideways, and the ball went more downfield.
It'll be 3rd down and a 6 for the Zebras.
Again, it was there, but Perez overthrows the receiver.
We don't have a lot of good timing between Perez and the receivers.
Well, once again, that 15-mile-an-hour wind is going to.
It does.
Without that wind, that's probably a housed pass.
But Dalton had a couple, 2 or 3 steps on his defender and was open.
3rd and 6 for the Zebras. 3:39 to play in the game. Their ball is spotted at their own 26-yard line. Brady fakes a handoff, rolls left, sets up, throws down the sideline. It is incomplete. That was almost picked off. Probably should have been picked off by the Vikings.
Yep.
It'll be 4th and 6.
Prater did a great job of playing defense on that for Rochester.
And Vikings are going to get the ball back with 3.5 to play in the game.
Score the touchdown. whether you want to call it luck, skill, but then to force a 3 and out, that's huge.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like Northfield, now Tippecanoe Valley is finding themselves in the fourth quarter in a tight game with an opportunity to win this.
4th and 6 for the Zebras. Brady Perez stands inside his 15 to boot this one away. Perez, a wobbly kick, takes a Rochester bounce, a big bounce. Potter picks it up at the 30. Potter looking to get to the edge, outruns a couple of Zebras, and then we should have a block back by Melanson, no call.
No call.
And then we're going to have a blindside block by Potter on Lamb and no call.
Yep. And the entire Rochester coaching staff's out on the field.
Where are the flags?
Block in the back and a blindside block. Well,
sure
the referee on this near side got knocked back out of the play, and the referee on the far side all the way over there could have threw the flag. He had an opportunity to see it, but he didn't.
Well, they missed two flags over here. They missed a block in the back, and then the blindside hit on Lamb.
Well, that's what I mean. The referee on this side got knocked out of the play by the Valley player, so he couldn't see either one of them. It would have had to been somebody from the other side, and they weren't going to throw it from 60 feet away.
Gaff is back in the game. He's the tailback. Miller under center, 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 42. Pitches out to Gaff going right. Gaff's got some blockers, cuts it inside. Gaff, a hard run across the 45 to the 47. Give him about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Clock rolls with 3:10 to play in the game. We're tied at 7.
Rochester's defense, they've come through all year. The bend not break. I know they allowed the touchdown the last time, but
there's been no turnovers tonight. That was their saving grace last week against Northfield.
It was
the 5 turnovers, and they got none, 0 tonight.
2nd and 5 for the Vikings at their own 47. Gaff coming to the near side. Here comes some pressure by Rochester. Brady Perez. And the Vikings fall on it.
Dang.
Melanson falls on the loose ball. And it's going to be 3rd down back at the back at the Valley 45.
Lisa's holding his shoulder. Is Lisa the one that put the helmet right on the ball to knock it out?
Yeah.
The Gaff slipped the Brady Perez tackle, and Lease came on and knocked the ball out with his hat. But Melanson right there to fall on it, and it's 3rd down and 7 now for the Vikings at their 45 with 2:15 to play in the football game. We're tied at 7. A big 3rd down for the Zebra D.
Let's go, defense. Come on.
Miller ready. I-backs behind him. 3-man front for the Zebras. Back to passes Miller. Here comes some pressure. Miller off his back foot, throws on the near side. It is complete. Morrison down the Rochester sideline. He's going to go to that. Nope.
They called him out.
Morrison is going to step out of bounds just shy of the Rochester 30, but he did make the catch, and he stayed in bounds while doing it.
And Jackson's on the sideline with his knee. Is that Jackson
looks like
or
an ankle.
Johnson?
Whoever it was is up now. 1st down for Tippecanoe Valley at the Rochester 32-yard line. Again, 2 defenders right there around Morrison, and he was able to grab the ball again.
I've never seen when a ball goes in the air against a team like it does us. The other team, it almost feels like it's a 100% chance they're going to catch it.
A minute 50 to play in the game. The Vikings, 1st and 10 to the Rochester 33. Here's the pitch to Gaff. Gaff on the near side. Stiff arms Johnson, ran out of bounds around the 31. It ran a long way for a pickup of 1 or 2.
Perez on the tackle for Rochester.
For Tippecanoe Valley, he stops the clock. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. With a minute 49 to play in regulation, we're tied at 7 here at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Ball near hash. Tippecanoe Valley Vikings going into the win. Not as much now as what it was when we started, but there's still some. Gaff in the eye. From the Rochester 31, Miller under center. Gives to Melanson off the right side. Wes Melanson, a huge hole. Takes his carry to the 25-yard line. A pickup of about 6. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Vikings. Tick, 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 tick.
Well, I'll guarantee you, if they get down within the 10, a field goal will not be out of the question at this point.
Under 90 seconds to play in the game. We're tied at 7. The Vikings 3rd and a long 2 at the Rochester 25-yard line. Down to 15 on the play clock. Gaff and Melanson in the eye. Miller ready. Takes the snap. Pitches out to Gaff. Gaff looking to turn the corner. He does so. Looking for the yard to gain, and he's going to get it. Give him 3 and another Viking 1st down to the minute 7 to play in the game. The ball's going to be just shy of the Rochester 20, in fact, the 21. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, 67 seconds to play in regulation.
Plenty of time.
Vikings have all 3 timeouts.
Yep.
We're down to under 55 seconds to play in the game as the clock rolls. 1st and 10 for the Tippecanoe Valley at the Rochester 21. Miller ready with 10 on the play clock. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Throws it down the near sideline. It is going to be incomplete.
No,
it's going to be complete. It's going to be complete at the Rochester 1. That thing was tipped around again, and Morrison comes down with the ball.
I think he was laying on his back when he caught it.
Rochester deflected the pass again, but right into the hands of Morrison, who, like Brad said, was on his back, and that was a 20-yard gain.
What's he on, the 1-yard line?
1st and goal for the Vikings at the 1 with 35 seconds to play in regulation. We're tied at 7. 15. We're down to 25 seconds.
Melanson's going to get it.
Miller under center. We're down to 22 seconds. Miller gives to Melanson. He stood up. Lanes forward. Touchdown Vikings. Wes Melanson put the Vikings on the board. And they're up 13-7 with the extra point coming. So the extra point coming with 18 seconds to play in the ball game. The Vikings up 13-7. Rochester has all 3 of their timeouts left. And the extra point yet to come here for the Vikings.
And again, the 4th quarter has come back to bite Rochester.
And Rochester was offsides. Taylor Johnson, offsides. 18 seconds to play.
They called a legal
offside
procedure.
against Valley.
False start on Valley?
They called a legal procedure on Valley, yeah.
So the Vikings lead. The Vikings score and tie it on a fantastic concentration by Potter, who caught a ball that was deflected 5 times, and then
Morrison catches that one on his back.
Kick is away, and it's wide right. No good. 13-7, Tippecanoe Valley. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Fans.
Yeah, they're getting out of here.
Yeah.
18 seconds to play. I think it was 18-7 here a little bit ago, but 18 seconds to play in the football game. The Vikings now lead 13-7 after 2 miracle catches by the Vikings, both on deflections, set up the touchdowns. One went for a touchdown. The other one set them up at the 1-yard line. And now Rochester looking for some kind of miracle here with 3 timeouts, down by 6. Rivera ready. Squibs it. A high bounce picked up by Abbott. Abbott at the 35, the 40. This is a Rochester corner at the 45, the 50. Slips a tackler into Valley territory and brought down at the 45-yard line with 10 seconds to play in the game. Actually, Abbott was brought down at about the 48 of Tippecanoe Valley. So a much easier throw for Brady Perez, who maybe has 2 opportunities to throw this one to the end zone. 3 timeouts, though.
Rochester Perez, 1 of 7 for 4 yards tonight.
1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Viking 47. Down by 6, 10 seconds to play in the game.
If you're going to throw a jump ball, Walker is a good one to throw it to. The biggest thing.
But Walker's not a receiver right now.
Yeah, he's
Wilson Dalton.
Get that extra jersey out here.
So here we go. And then Rochester's going to use a timeout. The Zebras will take a timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Tom Kruger Construction, serving all of your building needs. From kitchen and bathroom remodeling to new home construction, you can always count on Kruger. Call or email anytime. Tom Kruger Construction.
RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local business.
Perez will be in the shotgun formation, and he'll have one back. Bryce Abbott will be to his right. 4 receivers for the Zebras. Perez ready with 10 seconds. And now Wilson Dalton having an issue with his helmet, so the play is stopped. So here we go. Rochester may have time for 2 plays. We'll wait and see. It depends how long this one takes, obviously. 1st and 10 for the Z's, down by 6, 10 seconds to play in the game. Perez ready. Snap, low snap, back to pass. Taking a long time, down to 6 seconds. Perez throws it down to the end zone. He's got a couple receivers, rises up. The ball is incomplete, and that'll give him one more time to snap the ball, I should say, with 1.2 to play in the game. Brady Perez threw that thing 50 yards in the air and had a couple of the receivers, but they were knocked down at the goal line.
Clock ran off a couple more tenths of a second after the ball hit the ground, but I don't think they're going to put any back on.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. This will be the last play of the game, barring a defensive penalty.
I was asked to mention the fact that, the home team clock guy did stop the clock with 1.2 seconds left in the game. So we get one more shot.
Down to 5 on the play clock. 4 receivers again for Perez. Brady ready. Back to pass. We're going to have a false start on the Zebras. That's going to back him up 5. Ugh.
Yep, taking off like it's Canadian League football. Get a running start as long as you don't cross the line of scrimmage. Is that how?
So 5-yard penalty against the Rochester Zebras.
They'll have to put 1.2 back on the clock.
And now the ball's back at their own 48. 1.2 to play in the football game. Rochester down by 6 and down to their last snap. Four receivers, 2 to the near side, which is the wide side of the field. Wilson Dalton split left. Perez ready. Bad snap, picks it up, rolls away from the pressure. He's going to have to hurry. Now steps up. Brady Perez now rolls to the Rochester sideline. Steps up, throws it down the field. He's got a receiver back there. He rises up through the hands of Wilson Dalton. Incomplete. Ball game over. Rochester falls to Tippecanoe Valley on the road, 13-7, and knocks Rochester from the unbeaten ranks. The Fulton Road Star Driving School postgame show is coming up next on 92.1 WROI.